In the dead of night, the Ouija board spelled out, "We are watching." A shiver runs down your spine as you imagine this scene unfolding in a house that carries the weight of countless haunted tales. Imagine moving into such a dwelling, only to unearth a dusty Ouija board in the attic, a conduit for the spirits dwelling within. With every flicker of the planchette, the messages grow increasingly eerie. Little did they know this was just the beginning of their chilling journey. As the days passed, the messages became more frequent and ominous. It started subtly, a letter here, a word there. But soon the Ouija board was spitting out messages with alarming regularity. The owners, initially fascinated by the novelty of it, began to grow increasingly anxious. The messages were cryptic, yet they held a chilling undertone. Words like help, trapped, and darkness were repeatedly spelled out, sending shivers down the spine. The owners couldn't shake the unnerving feeling that someone or something was reaching out from beyond the physical realm. The house itself seemed to echo with a strange energy. Doors creaked open unaided, lights flickered without explanation. An icy chill would fill the room, even in the heat of summer. It was almost as if the house was alive, breathing with an unseen presence. The owners tried to rationalize these happenings. Perhaps the house was old, they reasoned, and these were just quirks of an aging structure. But the Ouija board told a different story. It painted a picture of a spectral presence, trapped within the walls of the house, desperate to communicate. The air grew heavier with each passing day. It was harder to ignore the sense of being watched, the feeling of eyes on you when you were alone, the whisper of a breath on the back of your neck when no one was there. The owners started to feel a growing unease. They experienced inexplicable bouts of dread, feelings of being observed, and an undeniable sense of a ghostly presence. The house, once their haven, now felt overrun with an invisible entity, its eerie silence broken only by the occasional whisper of the Ouija board. It was a chilling realization that dawned upon them. This was not just their home. It was shared with an entity that existed in the shadows, an entity that could only communicate through the Ouija board. The owners, once skeptical, could no longer deny the chilling evidence. The strange happenings, the whispered messages, the inexplicable fear. It all pointed to one horrifying conclusion. They began to realize that they were not alone in the house. Determined to uncover the truth, they decided to investigate the history of the house and the Ouija board. The chilling whispers and unexplained occurrences in this house had sparked an insatiable curiosity. It was as though the walls themselves were trying to speak, to reveal a story that was begging to be told. The house had a long, winding history, filled with shifting owners, each leaving behind their own unique imprint. Our investigators began to delve into the past, unearthing records and newspaper clippings, tracing the line of ownership back through the decades. What they discovered was a tapestry of lives lived within these same walls, the echoes of which still seemed to linger in the air. One name stood out amongst the rest. The house had once belonged to a couple well known in the town for their fascination with the supernatural. They were ardent believers in the spirit world, and the Ouija board was their instrument of choice, their bridge to the other side. The board had been a constant fixture in the house, a relic of their curiosity and faith, which had been left behind when they moved away. But their story was marked by a tragic turn. The couple had met with an untimely demise, the circumstances of which remained shrouded in mystery. The town was rife with rumors, whispers of a seance gone wrong, of spirits provoked, and a peace disturbed. The Ouija board, once a tool for communication, had seemingly become a symbol of their tragic fate. The investigators were gripped by this narrative, the tragic history of the house and its previous owners. The Ouija board was no longer just an artifact, it was a piece of the house's history, a relic of a time and people long gone. It was a key, perhaps, to the strange occurrences that had been taking place. The pieces of the puzzle were starting to come together. The history of the house, the Ouija board, the couple's fascination with the supernatural, all of it was converging into a single narrative. But the most chilling revelations were yet to come. With newfound knowledge, they returned to the Ouija board, but the messages it revealed were far from comforting. As they gathered around the board once more, their hearts pounded in sync with the eerie silence of the house. Their fingers hovered over the planchette, the small heart-shaped piece of wood, their conduit to the spirits. With a collective breath, they invited the spirits to communicate, and communicate they did. Each message was a testament to a past life, a window into the souls that once inhabited the house. Every word spelled out was a piece of a puzzle, painting a picture of lives lived and lost within these walls. They received messages that were chilling warnings, cryptic advice, and heart-wrenching pleas, each one adding a new layer of fear and tension to the already thick atmosphere. One message read, "Beware the cellar," a cryptic warning that sent chills down their spines. Another message was a plea, "Find my locket," a request from a spirit still tied to a beloved possession. Yet another message was an eerie prediction, "Midnight tolls danger," a foreboding prophecy that left them in anxious anticipation. Through these messages, they felt the presence of not one but several spirits. Spirits who were not just mere remnants of the past, but entities with unfinished business, unresolved emotions, and unfulfilled desires. Spirits who, for reasons known only to them, were tethered to the house. Each message was a reminder that the house was more than just an old building. It was a vessel, a medium through which these spirits communicated, reaching out from beyond the veil to make their presence known. These messages from the Ouija board weren't just random letters and numbers. They were the voices of the past, whispering their tales, sharing their fears, and seeking closure. Through the board, the spirits of the previous owners etched their stories into the fabric of the present, ensuring they were not forgotten. The house was not just haunted, it was a vessel for unresolved spirits seeking closure. In the face of these chilling revelations, they had a choice to make. And it was a choice that would change their lives forever. The residents of the haunted house stood at the crossroads of fear and empathy, weighing their options. On one hand, they could leave the house, escaping from the eerie whispers and ghostly presences that had so far invaded their peace. On the other hand, they could stay, delve deeper into the supernatural, and help the spirits find peace. After much deliberation and a fair share of sleepless nights, they decided to stay. They chose to confront the supernatural, to understand it, and to aid those who were trapped between the realms of the living and the dead. It wasn't a decision they took lightly. It was a commitment, a promise to the unseen, a pledge to the spirits who had for so long been yearning for peace. And so, they embarked on a series of supernatural events that would test their courage, their belief, and their resolve. They communicated with the spirits, using the Ouija board as a medium, as a bridge that connected them to the other side. Through countless nights, they listened to the stories of the spirits, their regrets, their unfulfilled dreams, and their pleas for liberation. The experiences were intense, often overwhelming, but they persevered. They helped the spirits confront their pasts, their fears, and their lingering ties to the mortal world. And one by one, the spirits found peace. They moved on, leaving behind a house that was no longer haunted, but filled with the echoes of their stories and their gratitude. In the end, they realized that the Ouija board was not just a game, but a bridge between the living and the dead. It was a tool that had allowed them to reach out to those stuck in limbo, to offer help, and to bring about a closure that was long overdue. It was a journey that had begun with fear and uncertainty, but ended with understanding and serenity. And so their chilling tale serves as a reminder of the thin veil between our world and the supernatural. As the echoes of this haunting journey fade into darkness, let's take a moment to reflect on the series of spine-chilling events that unfolded in the house. A ghostly presence, the eerie silence, and the cryptic messages from the Ouija board all contributed to an unforgettable exploration into the realm of the unknown. This tale is a stark reminder that the supernatural world is not a realm to be ventured into lightly. It demands understanding, respect, and a sense of caution. It's a world that exists parallel to ours, a world that is as real as the air we breathe or the ground we walk on. The story also highlights the importance of acknowledging the supernatural and its various manifestations, like the Ouija board. It's not just a toy or a game, but a tool that can serve as a bridge between our world and the other side. We encourage you to share your own experiences with the supernatural, your own ghost stories. They add to the rich tapestry of human experience with the unknown, and remind us that we are not alone in our curiosity or our encounters. Until next time, remember, the supernatural is not always as far away as we might think.